Before ever coming to the island of Ogea, we had already made an impact on the place. We didn't know it, and the villagers didn't know it, but we had been destroying it for years. You see, this village lives a simple life, one that has almost no impact on their surrounding environment. Meanwhile, the rest of the world keeps burning coal and melting ice caps and has a profound effect on this village. Never has this been made more apparent than it was during our visit to Ogea. The Ogea Atoll is rarely visited, partly because the main cruising guide doesn't cover it at all. Plus, the pass looks pretty sketchy on Google Earth, but man are we glad we came. Since we had no intel, we had to guess where best to anchor, and we peeked our bows into this shady bay on the leeward side of the island with all of our buddy boats. We have never seen a maze of motus like this before, and we were quite keen to explore this new spot in our trusted dinghy.
Guys, look around. Look at these crazy motus. Oh wow, look at that hole. Look at that little pass through there. Yeah, you can go through there.
Yeah, that might be the way actually.
Oh, that is the way. Wow, look in there too.
This cove is crazy.
Yeah, it is, right?
Wow. Don't get too fast, Dad.
Wow, plenty deep through here. That's crazy.
I touched it. Let's not get trapped in here.
Your dinghy is an important tool when cruising. It took us a while to figure this out, but we love our 25-horse outboard and the range that it gives us to explore new waters. It looks like our buddies on Pooh had the same idea.
Oh, look at all those palm trees.
Oh, look who it is.
What? Oh, no, my hat.
You gotta get it quick before it sinks. Okay, I'll grab it. You lost one too? It's pretty cool here, huh? Amazing. Avatar?
Avatar. It's like the floating mountains in Avatar. That's what this looks like. I wonder if that's where they got the idea.
Not close to town.
Please keep your hands and feet in the vehicle at all times. Hey, here's you're supposed to be holding on.
Another hat down. Let Mom get it. Reese. Thanks, bud. All right, another hat down.
Where have to go? I don't think we
Yeah,
should try it
don't
that
hold on to your hat.
fast.
Hats down, hat down. You held on to your hats? Wait, Reese, what's that in the sky? Look up. Oh, almost got it. It is pretty neat here, though. You gotta admit. What do you want to do? Go to the beach? No, it's sunny, we're gonna go in.
Depending on the tide, there's either a beach or no beach, but when it's there, it's a magical beach.
Wow. This place is so ridiculously beautiful. And now there's a rainbow.
As is tradition, when you arrive at a new island in the Lao group, you need to seek out permission from the chief to stay there. Unfortunately, this village is on the other side of the island from the anchorage, so it involved quite a hike. But hey, we like hikes.
This is a cool new home for Neptune. Don't
That's
you
the
think?
trail. Look at that. This is like King Kong movie set here.
The path goes up to the left, up the hill.
Good man. Ben has anchored all of our dinghies for us and paddled in.
You ready?
We're ready to go.
Ready to
And he's got his Crocs.
King Kong.
Let's go find King Kong.
To the left, right? We don't want to take that.
Yeah, we did make the right call on the
So we are walking to the village, which is supposedly 40 minutes on this trail. Like the local kids, teenagers drew us a map, which is basically a squiggly line on a piece of paper with no other landmarks. And hope we find it. Let's see how we go. Where is he?
Right here. See that guy?
Oh my. You did find him. Good spotting. Who spotted this?
I spotted him under a palm leaf.
Dad, I literally just
Camouflage.
stepped over him.
Wow.
Dad, I literally stepped over
He's
him.
a little guy.
Sunset. This is when you
It's pretty, but look at the water flooding the village. Very different village. Completely different. So apparently that's a new thing, Hale. It's kind of like global warming. The sea levels are coming up higher.
My name, just call me Sulu. Sulu, yes. My name is Sulu Eti. Bula.
Proper shot.
Yes,
Pretty amazing.
yes, yes. Oh, yes, yes.
The chief's house. Love all the clamshells. The chief was away on the day that we arrived, so his daughter was kind enough to show us around. Pooh donated a rugby ball, and Pierce was all too ready to play with her son. And a kind villager offered us fresh mangoes from her tree. And the pigs were quite friendly too.
It's attacking me. Oh my God, he's big.
He is big. These
Take your
guys.
arm off.
Oh, hi.
Baby piggy. Oh wow, look at that.
The
one.
brown one's pretty.
That's a
She showed us the freshwater baths, one for the women and one for the men. It was quite idyllic, really. Where? Oh yeah. Oh my.
under the ladder. See?
Look at this. This is amazing.
Oh, there is a turtle. Oh my God.
That actually is like the nicest bathtub I've ever seen. Hey guys, so the villagers said that a couple years ago the water would never get this high. But now, because of global warming, once a month the water comes into the village. Isn't that crazy? It's because the sea levels are rising.
Then it'll be once a week.
Exactly.
Then it'll be once a day. Then it'll be once.
It'll be all the time. It'll be this whole village will be underwater in the next couple of years. Next, I don't know, 20 or 30 years. We visited the school and inquired about the water. They said they asked the government to help build a dam, but instead were told to move the village. Unfortunately, the village doesn't have much elevation nearby and they depend upon the sea. So now the village men go out daily to a motu by boat to try and collect sand and rocks in an effort to block the incoming water and raise the ground. But with each big storm, all their hard work just washes away. We wondered aloud to the school teacher if they had taught the children about global warming and rising sea levels, and quite surprisingly, they said no. So that set Bo on Skyward into a mission to teach them about what was happening to their village. He asked if he could come teach a class, and I offered to help. So we walked back to the boats, this time getting seriously lost, and prepared a school lesson for the next day. Bo is a scientist after all, and he had done this before, so we used his outline and returned with props and books.
This is nice.
Yeah, good for the different age groups. Yeah.
Tui. I have a good friend called Tui on Kambabu. Yes, and you tell me your name already twice and I forget. I'm a very bad student. Taina? Yes. And so today we are going to speak about what? Climate change and global warming. Yes. And who is going to talk to you? Yeah, my friend Seth. Yes.
Hello.
You want to say a bit about yourself?
Sure. So my name is Seth. I'm 44 years old, and I'm from California, from America. And so we'll talk about how America has affected Ogea today. But I have 3 boys. They're 10, 9, and 7 years old, and they go to school like you on our boat. We teach them. And so some of the things that we teach them, we're going to share with you today. So thank you for letting me come and teach and participate.
And so I'm Bo. Yes, you know my wife Karin. I'm a scientist. I study very long. So today is a very scientific topic, but it's also a topic that touches every one of us. And my goal for today's class is to make you understand what climate change is, the cause of climate change, the effect of climate change, and understand how you can adapt here in Ogea to climate change.
Can I ask you a question? Have you studied climate change before? Do you remember learning about this, or is this the first time? Okay, maybe first time. I love this experience. As a traveler, it can feel sometimes like we take a lot out of our travels, but we don't leave enough behind. Today, we told 15 kids why their village was flooding, and we told them what they could do to save it. We are not all-knowing, and I'm sure there are many political and historical reasons for wanting to keep the village where it is, but sadly, no amount of earth moving is ever going to save this village from the rising sea levels. Maybe nothing will come of our message, but maybe, just maybe, these kids can go home, share our message with their parents, and maybe it will have a lasting effect for generations. At least, that is all we could hope for. What's going on?
Nothing.
Falling asleep?
Kind of. It is a very gentle rocking motion. I'm sitting here in the sun, and yes, I'm kind of falling asleep.
Can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
No, I can't hear you.
You
right there?
Yeah, I'm right.
What's going on? What are we doing?
Well, we may be sailing to Crocodile Island because we can't make it to Numeruo. What is it?
We are headed to Namuka,
Right.
but we can't seem to sail there because it's dead downwind. So we are reaching, broad reaching.
Show them Crocodile Island.
There's dead ahead is what Elizabeth refers to as Crocodile Island. But we are reaching downwind. Beautiful day. But this will be interesting. We were a little bit behind Pooh when we left the pass. So that's Pooh Uanua, our buddy boat. And they've got their downwind sail. They've got a code 0 kind of downwind, or code D, I guess, is what it is. And we've got our reacher. We should put up our spinnaker, but we are too lazy. So we're gonna kind of zig beside them here, cross at some point, and then have to jibe and come back together again. We'll see who's in the lead. So we'll see which strategy wins the day. They're going more on target at a slower speed, like 4.5 knots. We're going on a broad reach, off target, but we're going about 6 knots. So we will see who wins. It's kind of fun to see, actually. Same boats, different sails, different strategies. See what pays off. We'll find out.
Yes.
Hello again.
Hi.
It's nice that it's not raining though, right?
Yes, it's very nice.
What do you got? What's going on here? Is that
Well, this is embarrassing, but it's
it's your M&M pack.
it's peanut M&M.
Is that where you put your
fun
M&M?
size. Well, I didn't want it to go overboard. I'm not a litter bug, so I'm putting it.
Just put it right there. Okay. What else you got in there?
Do you want sun damage? That's what like to show the world my.
All right, we're coming together. I'm gonna cut right behind him, run over his fishing lines, and then steal his wind and blanket him for a little while just for fun, and then I'll bear back away again. See how that goes. All right, so Ben got me, Pooh got me today. They had, I think that the Code D is just a little bit better for those deep angles, but so he's about 0.8 miles ahead of me. But my final strategy, he's still tacking off on his reach, and I'm wing on wing, dead down toward the target. So I'm trying to cut the corner right at the end of the race. He's heading out that way, and I'm gonna go straight towards the target. He's gonna jibe, and we'll see who comes together. So this is my only chance at all, is to try something radical. So here's my very light air wing on wing. We're going right at the target. He's coming in at an angle. I don't know, we'll see, we'll see. It's fun, it's super fun. Doesn't really matter who wins and loses, especially if I lose.
Arg!
It's raining, huh?
Yeah.
Making an umbrella. You gonna weave it really quick? Oh, hiking in her swimsuit. That's a smart
suddenly
girl.
It doesn't seem so ridiculous.
Suddenly it seems cool. Looks good. All right, it's raining. You want the towel?
Yeah.
You can have a towel. It's not raining that hard. As is tradition, we've arrived in Namuka, and we need to go give savu savu, which is our sort of gift to the village, to the chief. And then in return, we're allowed to anchor in the lagoon and kind of wander and check out the village and meet the people. Technically, I think we actually become part of at least we get the rights of the local village to fish and everything else. So it used to be quite a ceremony. It's hard to tell. Sometimes I brought my sulu, which is kind of my man dress thing, which is what you're supposed to wear. But some of the villages are more relaxed and modern, and some aren't. And some of these transactions are just that, transactional. You just hand over your kava, and which they make a drink out of, or you give some cash even. So let's see how today goes. We're running low on cash. We have a little bit of kava. Can you guys find the trail?
Yeah.
It's getting kind of hard.
Hey, I'll go to where the sand is.
Walking into each new village is such an experience. They're all different, but all just as friendly and welcoming. This is more what I expect with the tin structures, and it's a really good looking village here. Bula bula! Which way to the chief? This way?
Where you come from?
We're on sailboats, but we come from California,
Yeah.
New Zealand, and Australia.
Whoa! You live from that? You
Hey guys,
come
I
by
have
boat
this guy all to
We
my
came
own.
by boat from New Zealand.
Oh, no plane, eh?
No plague.
No one's been there.
Yeah.
And they've now been on the boat for months.
Yeah. And now we've been in Fiji for 2 months?
Yeah.
2 months. We were the first boats to visit Namuka since COVID broke out, and we were probably the only boats that visited that year. It was a beautiful village, and as before, we donated more books to their school. The southern Lao group of islands is truly spectacular, and it's rarely visited on a year with no pandemic. So just like the waves, it was particularly amazing to travel it completely empty. Speaking of waves, Ben spotted a particularly good-looking but sketchy wave on Google Earth just off our anchorage. We decided whoever got a wave first would have naming rights. Of course, Ben charged right in. What's the name of this break again? Benzai's Lefts, I think is what this is called. Ben the bonsai yesterday got the first wave. friend's eyes was not a cloud break, but it is always fun exploring a mystery wave with a friend. Thank you again, Fiji. Your people are so kind and your islands are so beautiful. We hope we can give back what we take from here, and we can't wait to see what's next.